Hey man, say man, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We are back after a 2-week break. Did I say I was going to upload during that time? Yes. Did I? No, I'm sorry. Psych, I lied. But the video that I was making for the last 2 weeks, I will get that out sometimes before the end of the year. Anyways, we are here with chapter 219 of 4 Nights of the Apocalypse, which is titled What I Want Known. And for the chapter cover, we have Lancelot and Guinevere, probably following up from last chapter, where they're just sitting in her quarters and just talking about a lot of things. So then we skip over to the guards in Guinevere's towers, with the main captains telling everyone, yo, be on high alert. King Arthur's commands are that not a single mouse pass by, and that they have to guard Queen Guinevere with all that they have. Meanwhile, Lancelot is just walking past all of them as they're checking, and it's just like everything's all clear, with the captain yelling at them not to slack off since the enemy could be sneaking up right behind us. Does he know? Lancelot casually walks out, while the captain states to especially keep a close eye out for Lancelot, and he looks back all nonchalant. Like, we get this full page of Lancelot as we see dialogue from probably a flashback that we're about to experience, with Guinevere asking him what kind of magic did he cast for him to be able to so readily slip past all the guards to coop her up. Lancelot's answering, saying that it's thanks to his dad for training him, and that since he's a disaster level celebrity around here, he needed some way to, cover his tracks. And yeah, we get to a flashback of the conversations they have, with Guinevere stating that she doesn't know what kind of training that was, but she did know that he would be coming today, with Lancelot knowing how kaleidoscope is an impressive skill, with Guinevere staring at him for a while, which confuses him, to which she picks up on and answers that since despite him knowing about how kaleidoscope works, he's never asked or attempted to ask her about the future, and she states that it's a very odd thing to see, and that even though Arthur desperately wants to know his future so he can beat everyone, well, Lancelot just literally hitting this, and goes on to state that whether we know the future or not, we all die sooner or later. Write that down. With him stating that, and I met my friends without knowing they'd pop up at all, them and her as well, with Guinevere asking if she can ask what he'd been up to in Camelot for the past 2 years, as she knew that he was traveling, defeating Chaos Knights after being feared as the god of war amongst them. And god damn, bro, look at this. No man, he was genuinely pissed off after Percival left the server. This nigga was literally out here. He was genuinely committing terrorism, bro. Like, we need a lot of. I want some flashbacks now, but I want flashbacks to see just how bad it got. Yeah, but look at this, man. Bodies flying, him walking along corpses. This is getting really close to the effigy of him in the prophecy. And Guinevere goes back to saying that if he was actually willing, she's sure that he could wipe out every single last one of them, with Lancelot asking her if she never asked the future him that, with her stating that she did, and that Lancelot called it a simple boots to the ground mission. Lancelot just like transforms into the character from the previous chapter, which we all suspected was him to begin with, hanging out the things with you gotta keep in mind they're sitting quite close together in sort of this closed space beneath the windowsill, so him just transforming like that, squishing her, is hilarious, with her asking what's with the appearance, with Lancelot saying that him sparring with the Chaos Knights is just a cover, as he digs into the bag, with Guinevere stating that he nearly crushed her there, with her asking what the cover is for, and Lancelot recites what he's been selling to other people. Take this, an amulet infused with blessings for the citizens of Camelot. We recommend you keep it worn at all times. As he hands her a pendant as well. And he explains that he handed it to people all across Camelot, and that he adjusted the pitch a little for those forcibly brought here as well, with Guinevere asking what we're all wondering as well, what is it, with Lancelot explaining that it's a magic amulet modeled after the mechanism behind the door to Camelot, and that it will forcibly transport whoever possesses it to Britannia. Yo, I can't lie, that is, who came up with Fetus? Did Fetus come up with this? Fetus, you actually did this? For someone who in her previous life was doing nothing but putting belt ass with fist and feet alone, this is incredible. I feel like this is a feat. This is a feat. Mimicking a door to Camelot, or mimicking the mechanisms behind it. That's insane. Lancelot states that if he had transported them bit by bit, Arthur would notice quickly and take actions. So he's just waiting for the right moment to activate them all at once, and that the one in her hands is hers, and he just releases his form back to his regular state. It tells her that her parents have theirs, and so does everyone from Cameliard, with Guinevere hugging him for that. And then we come back to the presents as he nonchalantly just walks away as Guinevere tells him thank you, and Lancelot tells her not to hug him, with her stating that it is very boots to the ground. And Lancelot says that he wasn't lying, and he gets a ring. He puts it up. May the door to Britannia open before me. Accept me and offer me its guidance. And a portal opens. He walks through it, and he is back at Leones. Oh, it seemed Lancelot flashing back, and it seemed that Guinevere gave him a second kiss there. That's why he was spazzing out at the end, talking about some, yo, don't hug me like that. With him simply stating to himself, cut me a break. With everyone saying, oh, Lancelot, where did you come from? And saying that it was like he just materialized before their eyes. And since obviously at this point, Zero Sign, because he thought about it and distracted himself, Zero Sign got unraveled, with him noting that he has to practice it a lot more. And we see everyone all gathered together as yo, look at Percy's fit, the high collar. Yeah, I love this, man. I love this. Tristan knowing how he's back, and Lancelot saying since the gang's all's here, with Tristan stating that Meliodas had summoned all of them, but asked him where he was, with Lancelot nonchalantly stating that like this nigga's actually the nonchalant final boss at this. He's up, well, maybe not the final boss, but you know, he's definitely up there, I feel like. And Lancelot says that he was in Camelot for the final touches, with Tristan confused hearing that, with Lancelot asking Percival if the three of them enjoyed their trip, with Percival simply stating that they did, and those two, they didn't. And Narcissians are just silent, blushing in the back. And look at this little gremlin's face, bro. They got up to no good. With Donnie stating that they're just awful, leaving him like an outcast, and asked Narcissus if he was a girl, and just simply stating that he was just too thick to notice. With Lancelot revealing that they won't see him for a decent while, which shocks everyone as he continues to walk to the main hall, and he goes in to see the 7 deadly sins all stands up, and oh my god, it's arriving, boys and girls and attack helicopters. It's arriving. We have the remaining 7 deadly sins who, you know, have free will all together in one place. I am so fucking scared. With all of them greeting him in their own ways, Meliodas saying, obviously, yo, you're here, Bond, I'm paying you a visit this time. How did, you know, I'm not even gonna question how these niggas got here so quickly. They're the 7 deadly sins. They're literally the strongest in the verse outside of Kath and Arthur. So I'm not gonna question it. With Diane greeting him as Lan, with King just praising his own seams. Is it called seams work? Like when you work on clothes and like knitting and outfits and shit. He's just admiring his work there on Lancelot. Now that will stand still. This is a good flick. Holy shit. With Lancelot asking Bond why he's here, and since he's out, obviously what about Benwick and Elaine, with Bond simply asking him back, why didn't you tell us about this plan going? And that is very cold of him, with Lancelot looking over to Gopher as he revealed that he explained it to them. With Lancelot asking obviously, yo, so where did your body come from? With Gopher revealing that Merlin keeps several replacements in her magic laboratory. How many is several? That's what I want to know. With then a big fluffy head draping over Lancelot as Diane comes in, and stating that, with King also stating that Benwick isn't something to be worried about since it's in the hands of some reliable guardians, and that Diane reveals that the Fairy King's forest is too, with Lancelot wondering who these reliable guards are, and we see, oh my god, yo, sorry, I lost composure there. I saw my goat with his girl. She looks like she's about to be up to no good as well. But I see my goat in his 10 Commandments fit. I couldn't hold myself back. Y'all don't know this. As much as I am a Meliodas Glazer, I am as much a Zeldris Glazer as well. But we see them at Benwick in case anything goes awry. And then at the Fairy King's Forest, we see Mael with a Tiore just messing with his wings in the back. And we see the Druid sisters, I forgot their names, and Diane's friends. Yeah, this is good. This is such a good way to go. I was wondering where we'd see Zeldris again. But if Zeldris is, we need a Zeldris and Percival interaction immediately. We know that obviously the demons probably were the first people to know about Percival's, departure from the mortal plane for a hot minute. So it would be nice to see how Zeldris and Gelder reacts to seeing Percival again. I can't wait for that. The rest of the four knights arrive as well, with Gawain stating that we're all equally as bewildered about being summoned as well, and ask them to fill them in about what's in store for everyone. And then Lancelot drops the facade and goes full shit-eating grin, stating that we are about to kick off a war, folks. We are going to start squabbling out here. And of course, no one is more giddy about a war kicking off than the Knight of War himself, the God of War himself. Look at the grin, bro. Fangs showing and everything. We have never seen Lancelot smile this wide before. I can't remember any time Lancelot has actually done full ear to ear, teeth showing, grin, smiling like this. I can't lie, he might be the 50 Cent of Britannia, because y'all know how 50 Cent has been going around these past 2 weeks on a press tour at news stations, which Diddy will see from jail, talking about the documentary. Like, look at this nigga's grin. I've never seen someone so happy in preparation to take lives, bro. Well, that's a lie, but you know what I mean, it is very extreme. We've genuinely never seen this nigga this happy. I know I'm droning on about it a bit, but this is genuinely ridiculous. We've never seen him smile this wide, and it's about violence. And that shocks the rest of the knights, with Tristan wondering how they're gonna do it, go to war with Camelot. But Menelaus is beginning to explain that once they begin making moves, Arthur will absolutely try to invade Leonis, since it's their base of operations. With Menelaus stating that since obviously he's gonna do that, don't worry about us, y'all do what you gotta do, leave this area to the Sins. And he tells Lancelot, Tristan, Gawain, Percival, these are Leonis's orders for the four knights of the apocalypse. You are to infiltrate Camelot, search for Merlin, and obtain the key that will shatter the chaos for good. The mission is now hereby underway. Oh my goodness, this was Nakaba Suzuki. Hey, Mr. Suzuki, come in center stage. Everyone, give this man his accolades and a round of applause. He went for 2 weeks, and came back with a stellar chapter, with a fantastic chapter. I don't even have much more to say on this. We now know, obviously, the charms that were being handed out last time was so that once they kickstart this war, people would be safe. The people of Britannia would be safe, leaving just Arthur and his forces to fight. And obviously, this also means that the fated day is coming, as one of Lancelot and Guinevere's meetings has now happened, and soon after that, we know Arthur will attack Leonis, which we've seen in this one right here. How long have we waited? You know what? No, I'm gonna say it once we actually get there. Because oh my goodness, the anticipation now is genuinely like, this genuinely feels like a climax. We was all being gung-ho about the previous little cooldown arc that we just had, but now we are getting to the meat and potatoes of shit. They have been giving the mission of finding Merlin. They got the gate to Camelot. Lancelot can use zero sign, so they won't get detected immediately, but Arthur Caff probably now knows that we'll soon figure out that the Sins are all in Leonis, and that will be when this starts happening. Now, Camelot is so vast, so I'm guessing we're gonna rely on. But Percival's never met Merlin, so it's not like whatever detection ability he used before to find Gawain will work, possibly, but he might be the best. Him and Gawain are probably the best sources to do it, because we know Gawain was made artificially through a mix of Merlin and Escanor's DNA. So maybe through that and some life shenanigans shit, they'll be able to make a pseudo compass or so, or Gawain will become a pseudo compass to track down Merlin. So yeah, I'm sorry, I still can't get over this panel right here of Like, we've never seen this nigga smile. No, because literally, look, after he finishes saying that, when Meliodas starts explaining, he literally goes back to nonchalant. This nigga's a psychopath, bro. He's actually a psychopath. He went from smiling all giddy to nonchalant again. He's moving like goddamn Poseidon from Record of Ragnarok. And honestly, I'm all here for it. I am all here for it. Because we will, after the 3 days off, 3 days of training for some, I'm working on other things. Even with this coming arc, I can see power-ups coming for, if anything, all of them. But when I say power-ups, it may not be in the most obvious way. Like I said, with Lancelot, he still needs to work on zero sign. So a power-up in terms of him better utilizing that. Or him figuring out how to hide his presence but still make himself known to the others, sort of thing. Tristan, we know he'd been training with Meliodas for the past 3 days. Well, he's been getting his belt put to him by Meliodas for the past 3 days. Gawain has been working on her magic and chanting. She hasn't gotten word back from Merlin since, the reveal. And Percival, I'm guessing he's been riding Cheeks. And that is as big a power-up as any. Remember what happened to Bucky after he beat Cheeks. So, yeah, and even, like I said, throughout all this, it'll be nice to see the results of their training and just, seeing them fight together. It'll be so nice. And they're nowhere near, well, I wouldn't say they're far off, but there's still quite a gap between them and Lancelot. However, I can see that as time goes on, particularly in this arc, there will be things that may happen where they will sort of get closer and closer to that spot. And let's not forget that Bartress is a prophecy as well about them meeting other knights and such things, which people have theorized it will probably be the Knights of Darkman, Greymoor's kingdom. So yeah, I think that is pretty much all I have to say on this chapter. It's so good to be back, y'all. I hope y'all, at the time of this video recording, Christmas was yesterday. I mean, at the time of me releasing this video, Christmas was yesterday. For me, Christmas is in 2 days right now as of recording this, because I always record on the day the chapter releases. But yeah, hope you guys had a good Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope, if it was like a national shutdown in the country you're watching this from, I hope it was a nice day of rest and relaxation for y'all. Hope you spent it well with the people close to you. And yeah, that's all from me. Take care. Have a good one. Also, if you haven't already, please do subscribe and like and all that sort of jazz. It really helps me out to get these videos, seen by more people, because the algorithm likes that shit. I just have to be more consistent. And yeah, share with other people who read this series and would like a different sort of take on it compared to other reviews you may see. But yeah, that's all. Take care, guys.